Guys, there's a lot of different things in making a fuel table, spool, timing retard, and fuel increase. You've got to remember all of these parameters. I know I got some funky vacuum leaks going on down here. Don't pay attention to that right now. The truck runs fine. The spark plugs are good. But I know some of you are like, dude, what's happening down low in vacuum? Yeah, it's kind of awkward at idle. At idle's great. And there's just been a lot of issues and vacuum leaks and different things that I've been chasing and changed fuel lines, changed some things. We'll see what happens. So maybe this is all going to change as well. But I did let it learn a little bit. So anyway, there's just stuff on that. So remember, some of my data is going to be totally different because as you look right up in here where it's getting up into boost a little bit, it's wanting to throw a little bit more fuel. And I'm still working on some of this. So this is all going to affect your table. And of course, spark, that's huge. Don't look at my numbers and be like, oh, I can throw this in there. No, this is very conservative actually. Very conservative. So keep that in the back of your head, which affects my table. So when you come to tables, you've got all kinds of different options. You've got, with the Terminator X, you've got decreased options in some areas, but it's still fine. You can get done what you want. But I basically went into the 2D tables and I activated the setup here. Now, named this bad boy Spoolio, El Spoolio, or whatever, Turbskis, or whatever you want to call it. Have fun with it. I know what it is. It's the timing offset. And I've got RPM on the X and I've got boost on the Y. It's activated on the trans brake. So T-brake launch is enabled. So when I'm on the brake, it's going to do that. It's going to enable that. You could also, advanced enables, you could also activate TPS above, 50, 60%, wherever you want that. I may end up changing this. I may not. But then you come down here. So you've got your boost on that side, and I've got it going up to 10 pounds. If you launch yours at 15, obviously this table's trash. If you leave it more than 3,600 RPM on the trans brake, this is trash. So remember, set yours accordingly to what you're doing down here. I'm on most surfaces that I'm on, I'm never going to leave over 3,500 with that S10 with traction issues. It's the name of the game. I've got to get that rear end to hook up. I've got to get the truck to transfer weight better. I'm front heavy. There's a lot of things that are going to go into this combination for you. But this is basically how you do it, guys. It's real easy. Now, in table 2, on the same 2D table, I came over and I enabled, I don't really know why I called it that. I didn't even change the name, and I'm not going to change the name because I'm not going to save it. But this is basically, I think that's the default. That's the target air fuel ratio offset. So I came back in. We've got RPM and boost, same thing. I'm not adding a lot of fuel down low a whole lot. Remember, my fuel table is not really set, but I'm just adding some fuel to get it to kick the exhaust gas. And now this is going to be different with your fuels as well. But guys, that is it. It is not hard, pretty simple stuff there. There can be a lot of adjustments on your particular application. So remember, my tune's not great yet. I haven't had a whole lot of time, and I've never been past 14 pounds. So, there's a whole lot of changes that I'm making. But if you've watched the recent videos, you've noticed I've been doing a lot to the truck to keep it safe so I don't hurt anything, and ultimately to increase that boost. Because I'm running my boost right now is not configured off of Dome Map, which this is the sloppy down and dirty way of doing it. You could configure it this way, but I'm running mine a little bit different off duty cycle. So when you see it here, you come in here and let's go to this. So I'm running the turbo down low. It's getting 75%. And as I move up, we're decreasing that duty cycle. So that's how much it's going to force the wastegate closed or open, depending upon how you've got yours set. But there's so many ways to do this, guys. So in essence, there is nothing reading this setup. It is all manual. So it takes a lot of time to test it, pass after pass after pass. But when you get it set up this way, there's a lot of different things that you can change, and then you can come back into your turbo settings with your launch. And see, I'm not using dome control right now at all, but see, this is all just zeroed out because right now, to some extent, it is ineffective. So I'm just trying to build boost as fast as I can. Now I do have my boost parameters set up here. So if it ever sees over 19 pounds, we're going to cut ignition, and boost pressure, we're going to revert to wastegate over 18. So I've hit those before, and it's really weird when you do, but that's basics for safety. And I've got the TPS modulation, and so there is some things that you can change and adjust. My trans brake target launch is 4 pounds. And now, how is it going to read 4 pounds? Because that's kind of interesting when you begin to think about it. But these are all things when you go in to set up those tables that you've got to think about. Okay? So, anyway, guys, I hope this helps. And you guys take care. Be blessed. We'll see you in the next one.